everyone. What is up, Map Universe? Welcome to Middle Age Apocalypse. I'm Greg. This is Hans. What's up,
What
buddy?
up?
It's been a while. How you been?
I've been. Is my shit all janky?
Oh, fuck.
Smoking pot, eating edibles, being weird, getting
Oh,
sick.
no. There was something specific. What was... Yeah, what the fuck were we talking about?
Oh, cyanocobalamin.
Is that what it was?
I don't know how to pronounce it. I think that's how it's pronounced, but some
You
doctor douchebag would probably tell me that I'm an idiot, which is fine because I'm used to doctors telling me I'm an idiot. But
went to something after that, though, that started talking about. I don't know. I'll probably remember at like 3 a.m.
exactly. That's what I was thinking too.
It's
Oh
always
shit.
how that shit works.
I know. I know. So what the fuck's going on in the world right now? What is this? We got gas pipelines exploding, planes crashing into malls, fucking helicopters crashing into commercial planes. Like, what is happening in the last 48 hours, bro? Like, I don't have cable. I don't watch news. Like, what are you? What is this insanity?
Yeah, there's been like eight eight like airplane issues already that just in January. And there's typically one a month, but we've already had like six or eight or something like that. Um but I don't know, that one over the Potomac was specifically weird. I don't know if you've seen any footage from that, the Black Hawk helicopter, but looks like the plane just turns right into it, and then with
I
fucking
know.
boom.
I know. It's almost like it's all like I don't know. I actually, you know what? Everyone can go fuck themselves because at this point, I'm sick of this shit. It all seems like it's specifically planned at a perfect time regarding politics and policy. And I'm just tired of nobody questioning it. Oh, look at like the wildfires. They're not wild. Those dude, direct energy weapons were used. Why are all the it's same thing as Maui? Why are all the trees standing and all the houses are burned to the ground? Most of the houses out there are concrete and marble and glass. They just magically burn, and the trees in the yard and the bushes are still standing. I'm over this shit. I don't believe any of it. So as far as I'm concerned, you want to call me some kind of weirdo, some kind of conspiracy theorist? Bring it. I love it. Fuck off. Because that shit does not make zero sense. That's not a wildfire. That is planned. And Gavin Newsom already said, he got caught right on candid camera saying,
I've seen
well,
that clip. Yeah.
we started these fires. It's like, of course you did. What kind of idiot thought
What
you
was it?
didn't?
Yeah, he was referencing something that happened, and he said before we started this fire, or something, some shit like
Right.
that.
It's like, oh, you took away everyone's fire insurance without telling them as well months ago. And you have this huge thing in City Hall of the 2030 smart city. Like, what do they really think we're just sitting chickens? I'm just over it, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen the footage. I've seen a couple clips of a satellite image of the three original fires all starting at the same time. You can
Mm-hmm.
see in the clip they're smoldering in three greatly distanced places,
Yep.
but they
But the
smolder and
same,
start all at
but
the
the
same
same,
time. I'm like, that's odd.
same scatter pattern too. They're like placed proportionally to make the biggest amount of damage. And then you got the videos that you see on like Instagram or whatever with these little paid off uh, children just taking 5 gallon jugs of gas and just hucking them back onto a fire they just put out. Like what is really going on here? I mean, we know what's going on. They want to build their super city and steal everyone's land. It's just a land grab. It's what
Yeah,
they did.
ironically, it was another location that is scheduled to be a smart city
No
once
shit.
again. Once
Mm-hmm.
again.
Yep. Yep. And meanwhile, you know what the funny thing was? Because I was listening to the radio on Friday, and Congress, the left side of it, was grilling everyone on the right about the price of eggs. Because the price of eggs hasn't been skyrocketed for 4 years. Let's just forget about that part and start bitching about eggs now. And it's documented that the Biden administration orchestrated the murder and just the dissemination or decimation rather of 100 million chickens and the chicken farms like 2 years ago. Oh, and that's what they did too with the mall there. It was oh, a crop plane just lost power and it just flew into one of the biggest chicken egg manufacturing plants on the planet. Like, yeah, that's convenient. I mean, what? I dude, I can't buy into any of it anymore. I'm just so these random acts of horrifying shit are just so manufactured. It's just so obvious now, and if people can't read into that, I don't care. I don't want to talk to you. If you don't want to listen, if me or you are telling said person about some of this kind of shit that's completely ridiculous and fabulistic, then take a hike. I'm so over it, man. It's just such bullshit.
Yeah, I don't know. You want to hear some weird shit that kind of, I don't know, man. There's just so much going on. I don't know if you're following the UFO community at all. I know you're on TikTok now. I don't know if you've been going through any of these. They recently, so I kind of wish we had been doing this weekly just to keep up with everything that's been happening, but there's so much.
Yeah.
So, did you see any of the news? What was it? News that platform that put out the interview with the person disclosing that uh, egg UAP that they supposedly found in Antarctica.
Mm, I don't think so, but it sounds familiar.
Yeah, it was. So they recently released this like footage of a helicopter pilot picking up this egg-shaped UAP. And he did this whole interview. I haven't watched it, but I've been kind of following the story on social media, and after that footage of the helicopter picking this egg up, they also released more footage of the egg inside a cave in Antarctica. And they also
Oh, so
there was also
I got your nuts swollen about Antarctica. Keep going,
okay,
because
and
we went on about that. Yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
next to the egg was like a cryo chamber where there was a body.
Of course there was.
And after this they released a interview. So supposedly the aliens had this guy in stasis, expected us to find him, and he was there to like give a statement. And I guess this is information I picked up from a channeler who channels the Galactic Federation um, stuff, information they give this channeler. And she was saying that he was originally sent here to give us a warning, but his mission changed and he was more just kind of give us a series of information.
Oh, Valiant Thor?
No, not Valiant Thor. This guy's name, they called him Seth, I guess, but his alien
That's
name is
awkward.
is something similar to that. But I think they just called him Seth, and you can see that interview. If I have a video of it saved, I'll put it in here. But there's like a 10-minute long.
What,
How are you, Seth? Good. Good, good. Thank you for allowing me to ask you these questions once more. I know it's kind of tiresome. Okay. By the way, did you read what was said about you on the 4chan forums?
Yes. Yeah.
Did you find it amusing?
Interesting. Good. Questions were strange, but many were different and good.
I guess that's just how we are. Now, I know you hate these.
I don't hate. Anger is not an emotion for my people.
I'm sorry.
Don't be. You did nothing wrong.
If you don't mind, back to the question. Why were you in that why were you in that cave alone?
As I said countless times, I was alone.
Yes, but why? I mean, how does the technology that kept you alive work? Is it a form of stasis? We know it's not cryogenic.
Humans must evolve alone. Otherwise, if I help you with how you say technology, I won't be better than the ones who made you, the ones who corrupted you.
You refuse to answer.
I refuse to disgrace you and your ancestors.
Okay, that's fine. How old is the vessel, as you call it? You call it the vessel. We call it the hex shape.
It was built by my people 3,000 years ago in the land you once called Chem.
Kemet.
Chem.
Where is Kemet? Hold on. Hold on a sec. Okay, here. In the phone. Where in the map is Kemet?
The one that says Egypt.
Oh, okay, Egypt.
This
okay, I see.
Here.
Okay. It's old then. It's really old. I know you don't want to answer this, but I have, question. I have to pose a question again. How does it work? How do we get inside?
I said this before. No. Must I repeat myself?
I know, but it's for the British Ministry of Defense. You know, there are many countries involved, many nations who want your help to. I won't force you to talk if you don't want to.
Why do you want my vessel? So you can kill more people?
We're your allies, Seth.
But, Seth, you are not an ally to your brother, the other human. I know that if I give you the key, to my vessel, you will kill again and again and again.
That technology could save
In
lives.
your hands, that is not the first option, is it? You want second option, power, conquest, oppression.
Very well. I won't bother you again. I'm just doing my job. Can you tell me about the technology where you were sleeping?
No,
Okay. I'm gonna barge. Not feeling generous today, are we?
I want to help your kind becoming better. Then we'll talk technology. Would you give a weapon to a child? No. The baby would hurt themselves and other people.
Good point. Okay. What questions can you answer then?
All technology-related questions will be rejected.
Mathematical questions?
Please. Yeah.
Can you... Let's see. Can you identify the sequence of prime numbers within your numeral system?
Prime numbers are fundamental in mathematics and might be, let's say, universally recognized. You could say that's how God created or emanated everything.
You had time to understand what the Riemann hypothesis is? No? Can you explain it to me? Can you give us an answer?
Yes, the Riemann hypothesis is correct. All non-trivial zeros of the Z function lie on the line RE equal 1/2. It is based on the symmetry of prime numbers and energy stability in the mathematical field.
Okay. Can you... I know I've asked you this before, but I have to... I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself. Can you tell me if there was life on Mars?
As I stated before, yes, it was annihilated by your makers. Their civilization reached quite a developed state. They were, how you say, good people. People who loved each other as one. Unity. Your markers didn't love anyone but their self.
I think you called it ego yesterday, didn't you?
Ego. I love English. It is quite similar to a language of a people that we interacted with very long ago.
Oh, you spoke about this before. The Proto-Europeans. You've studied them, right? Didn't you?
Good people. Sadly, their desires of conquest conquered their hearts.
Okay. And about this Mars civilization, were they human like us?
No, but some managed to come, however, your, how do you call it?
In English,
your
DNA.
genetic
This would be
composition.
DNA.
DNA. Your human DNA was not compatible with theirs. They couldn't mate, thus they disappeared.
Are there still like are the bodies or mummies of these People from Mars still on Earth?
Yes, but I will not disclose location.
I'm asking you this because, as you might have noticed, I've sent you a video of the so-called Mexican mummies. Did you get to see it?
Yes.
Okay. Can you tell me if it's real, if it's not real?
Yes. I believe so. Yes.
Good. What were these beings? Who were these beings? Are they connected to the ones that came from Mars?
Chimera, mixed of sentient creature, a remnant of your makers.
Chimera, chimera. Oh, you mean hybrids? So they're a mix.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. That's it. Also,
What would Seth stand for an alien? Like,
His name, the channeler says his name is actually like Sep
eat
or
boot
something like.
bop?
No, it's like Sep or something. One of the aliens that she channels is Enki and Enlil. She channels Enki and Enlil, um, who
What?
were, if you remember the ancient Egyptian gods.
I do. I just mostly focused on Ra because that was where my religion comes from.
Right. Well, yeah, these are supposedly the same entities that were around then, and they are part of the Galactic Federation. But this alien that was in Antarctica that gave us this information. So this is where it ties into that airplane crash. I guess he remained in stasis, and the aliens recently released him from this, and then the UN. They interviewed him at the UN, um, and this channeler says that this alien was on that Black Hawk helicopter that crashed into that crashed with that plane.
What?
Um, so I don't know the validity of that, but it adds this really weird twist to the whole story.
It certainly does.
And the way she channeled it was that they said he came back to us. And then she explained later that the reason he came back to them was because he died, like his human form died in that helicopter crash. So his like soul went back to his.
Wait, so what is this? What is this like? You've done a deep dive. I don't know if we've talked much about this, but the Galactic Federation is literally fucking Rick and Morty shit. Like, what's going on here with the Galactic Federation?
Well, it's supposedly been known about for a while, so he was probably tapping into some of that classified shit. But
Where's their base? Is it Venus? Because Venus is gaseous and cloud-like, but it actually has a solid core, and a lot of people for years have been talking about. I'm pretty sure it's Venus. Tell me if I'm wrong, but um, supposedly because of that green gaseous cloud that constantly keeps the circumference around it, um, there's a lot going on that we don't know about in there. So where where
no,
where
that's true.
where are they saying that they're like home bases, if you will?
I'm pretty sure their base is like a planet-sized mothership, like maybe not like the shape of a planet, but enough room to house the same amount of life.
So like Thanos' ship and the Avengers. Okay, all right.
Sure, yeah.
Or no, the one that Thor and his mother used to move everyone off of the planet when Thanos was coming. And then
I can
Thanos,
pretend.
Thanos blew
pretend
it
like I
up and
saw it.
killed everybody.
I can pretend like I saw it, but I'm not.
Oh, you're fucking DC nerd. You say DC nerd. DC sucks compared to Marvel, bro. It's been that way for 30 years. Ugh.
Um,
Uh, now I'm just, ugh.
Sorry, I thought I muted myself, but something was still recording.
Well, you didn't mute your bald head.
Just
What
have to
are you
do it.
doing? Oh, shit. I have invaders. You can edit, right? So can we pause for a second? No, we can keep
Pausing
we
unavailable
can
when
keep going. I'll take a earpiece out. So where were we at?
So, you know what? So this this video pretty much sums up what I've been listening to this channeler say about the Galactic Federation. So let me just play this and I'll punch it in.
Yeah.
So now you're telling me. So now you're telling me that the Galactic Federation egg with the hieroglyphs, as well as the representative who was in a hibernated state in his chamber beside the egg, even after AI debunking technology has confirmed that the videos and the photos are in fact not retouched and are real, some people still choose to not believe something outside of their comfort zone. Okay. Well, as the saying goes, denial ain't just a river in Egypt. That is called desensitizing at its finest. But you know what? Once again, this is for entertainment, education, learning, and conversation purposes only. So take what you will, leave what you won't. I'm not here to make you decide either way. But yeah, it has been confirmed that this egg and this person, the videos are real. Our representative is now with the United Nations coming up with a course of action to usher in peace into New Earth, as well as our representative. Earth is District 1, and we have a representative called Alien Gaia. She's also here to help, as well as the Council of 26, the Light and the Dark Council, as well as the 5 elders, who are also going to make themselves known here on Earth to help us with what we need help on. Now, the 3 phases of letting us all know that they are here to help have been completed with him being with the United Nations now. Phase 1 was the orbs that could manifest into angelic looking like beings to help some of you who don't believe find peace. As well as phase 2 was the motherships that are now photographed and videoed all over the entire world. They've been seen everywhere. That was phase 2. And phase 3 is our representatives are now with the United Nations coming up with a course of action. So once again, take what you will, leave what you won't. I'm not here to lead you one way or the other. I find this super fantastic and awesome because it's resonated here for a very long time. So tell me what you think. Do you believe this? Do you not believe this? Drop it in the comments. Let's have a fun conversation today.
I didn't pull my bud because of the post. I had to pull the one from my left ear because my left eardrum is still perforated. So it's like it was really trebly. So it was making my ear just go absolutely nuts. But I gotta be careful with it. It's been that way for I don't know 3 years. But there's as a matter of fact, I should probably. Well, I still have state health care for whatever reason. I have no idea how I still have it. It's just because of Janet Mills, but I need to take advantage of it and get that fucking thing fixed, or get like I don't know a hearing piece or something. It's just bad.
Yeah, that's no good.
No, no, you go like I don't know if you've ever had an ear issue like that, but you go to you get like an ear itch and you just go to scratch and then it's like the highest most sensitive high frequency sound and you just it's just it sucks.
I've had ringing, but not like as a result of me like doing anything. I just sometimes get ringing for like 20 seconds and then it goes away. But
Yeah,
if that's like tinnitus or something, probably.
Yeah,
Or
that's
there's
exactly what it is. I mean, in the wintertime, I get it depends. I have to be kind of vigilant with it, and yeah, actually, fun fact for all you kids out there, you can go to Lowe's and get a water softener that you just take some thread tape, you put the water softener on, then the water softener filter on, then you put your spray nozzle back on, and it softens the hell out of your water, takes all the aluminum and crap out of your water. Um, if you get bad dry skin, I do. I have psoriasis. Um, so they it's worth every penny, kids. And in the wintertime, you might also notice when like you get like your eyebrows and like in between your nose, like everywhere where you breathe by your nasal passages, by your eyes and your nose, that dries out quick. You'll find that you'll have dry ear syndrome as well, and I get that, and that doesn't help anything.
yeah.
It's I have this shit right here. Let's see if the screen will show it, but you can find it right at Walmart, and you just take a little dab and put it in your ear, and it helps. But yeah, I have wicked sensitive ancient Greek Italian skin. I mean, all my relatives bathed with olive oil and natural falling water. So, so
Yeah.
it's just like, dude, I get this. Did I tell you that, Craig? I get the same shit right on back wing, right here, right? Same thing on this side, and two right on the sides of my stomach every winter. I get
A
dry
rash.
spots on all those spots, and they're like almost exactly dimensional, like in terms of location. It's so
Yeah.
weird. I don't get it.
It's like it's like as far as you can reach when you're showering.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
And
like
then I have
all
to
weird.
have a dipshit like Erica get the middle of my back because my shoulders don't work anymore, so I can't reach there. And it's not like I'm overweight. I mean, well, the
No,
left arm,
I can't reach the middle either. I have to squeeze up top and hope it gets down there.
right. The left arm I can get, but the right arm is just like, it'll just like pop and blow. I've never even dislocated my shoulder. Well, maybe I did when we were shit faced 20 years ago. I don't remember. And maybe somebody knocked it back into location. I don't remember, but this shoulder's just smoked from years and years of finishing framing guns and slamming a hammer overhead. It's just I have no rotator cuff left, but left one, yeah, I can kind of get there, but it's not good enough. I usually have to have a friend like, hey, I know it's weird, but can you take this eczema cream and just get it on the back of my spine where I can't reach? You know, it's like we all get to these certain situations. I mean,
Yeah.
it is what it is as you get older, you know? That's why we're middle aged apocalypse. That's the whole thing. Middle aged apocalypse, motherfucker.
Yeah, I feel like I should get one of those loofahs on the pole, on the stick, so I can
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
get the center.
I was
Now
thinking
is
about the same thing. Those little applicator things, and well, you could use a loofah in the shower, but those kind of dry you out even more. Unless you're taking a bath and using like Epsom salts,
you know
and
what
you
you
have
could
an
do? Just
app.
take your regular loofah and take your back scratcher and take a fucking elastic Just fucking wrap it on there.
You know what I've done before? Honestly, this is kind of ridiculous. I've taken I've taken this Eucerin eczema cream shit, and
Yeah, I like that.
oh, it's awesome. And I've put it like people are eczema cream, gross. It's like, dude, it's like just a it's just a gangster moisturizer. But what I've done in the past is I've taken dabs of it and put it on the head of one of my hammers, and that's how I get it in the middle of my back where I can't reach. Just put it right on the head of the hammer and just rub it around with a fucking hammer.
That's funny. I thought you said we're gonna. I thought you were gonna say you smoked it. You said you take a dab of it, and you mentioned your hammer, which I think is what they call the thing that they use to fucking hit the
Oh,
dab.
really?
I think so. I don't know. I'm not into dabs, but
Oh,
I was such a big fad, like what, 5, 10 years ago, something like that. It's like all these guys making their own dabs, and like I would go over to visit my. I don't go there anymore, but in the town I grew up in, a bunch of people still live that I went to high school with. One of my friends' husbands really got into dabs like big time and was like obsessed with it. And he would have me smoke with him when I'd go over there and hang out. It was like such this like mad scientist kind of fucking thing to smoke. And I'm like, man, I just love taking a nugget and shoving it in a bowl and lighting it. Like it's so easy and
I
quick
know.
and I don't. I wouldn't even know how to judge a fucking dab. Like, I,
That was the
I
whole thing. Like when that started, I was just like, "What is this? Why are you all smoking crack pot?" And then they started coming out with all those like contraptions, like the remember my what the hell was that bong that I had back in the day? That little triple chamber one with the huge ash
roar,
catcher. Lux.
roar.
My Lux. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
looks.
That well, I had Roars before that, but then I got that Lux, which was a subsidiary of Roar. And it was like I remember my skater buddy, Scully?
Yeah.
Yeah, Scully one night got so stoned smoking that bong with the ash catcher edition because that was a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tree perk ash catcher, and they were all so percolated. There were so many holes, and he counted all of them. Whoa, funny stuff. 420 total holes in the three tree perk chambers and the ash catcher. 420 holes. He counted them. He counted them 3 times.
That's pretty funny.
But yeah, like the kids these days with the dabs, and like, what are you fucking smoking crack or what? And it's just a little glass pipe that you heat up with a torch like a fucking crackhead, and then you're just like, and you're stoned out of your mind. I mean, it's just, yeah,
Yeah,
it's
you
just,
get fucking wrecked real quick, but it's like the process seems like it takes way too long, and I don't need to get that fucked up. I just want to get a little buzz, and if it's not
right,
enough, I'll smoke more. I don't need to
right,
get instantly fucking wrecked where I can't even stand up.
right. But like the thing is with dabs is like, let's see, this is gonna be a popular little, well, who knows? But with the kids, this could be a
Kids.
popular little segment that we have here. But if you if you get like if you're trying to just completely relax and like get real sleep, indica dabs, you take like 2 hits of those that are like 70%, something insane like that, you will sleep like a baby no matter what happens. So I can get with that, but I'm like you. I just typically rather just smoke pot, you know. But
Yeah, flower power.
yeah, 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 yeah. Driving a fucking VW bus, being a fucking weirdo with a ponytail that looks like you're in a rape van.
Jesus.
Hey, like Tom Segura said, hey,
Mm.
if you see a guy in a van and he has a man bun, that guy's gonna fuck you. Well, he also added a acoustic guitar to that, I believe. A man bun acoustic guitar in a van. He's one of the best. You seen any
Yeah.
good stand up lately?
Oh gosh, it's been years. We haven't really seen. I guess we were living up here when we saw Kreischer. I think the last show we saw was my birthday, not last year, but the year before. We were at the lake in New Hampshire, and
Oh
he
well,
was.
not necessarily in person.
Oh, just in general, comedy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't know. I've got this weird thing with me going on right now where I'm like refusing to watch any specials. I don't know what. I don't know why. Like I still haven't even watched Rogan's live special that he put out on Netflix like in the fall. I haven't watched the Brady roast. Two things I've been meaning to watch. I don't know why I haven't. I haven't watched any specials. I don't know if it's because I listen to all their podcasts and
You just get overloaded.
or I'm jealous that I haven't seen live a lot of live lately. Because
Right.
living in Cranston, Rhode Island, I was spoiled. We could go to East Providence to Comedy Connection. There
Oh
was
yeah,
a A-list headliner usually going through there just to work out
yeah, yeah.
on the
Exactly.
regular.
Yeah.
Josh Potter, I listen to his podcast every week and I saw him there. Josh Potter used to be like a producer on Your Mom's House. Jewish guy can't
Oh no
see.
shit. Yeah, 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 yeah.
No,
Yep.
I don't think he's Greek. Maybe Greek. I don't know. But yeah,
He,
he's got those Coke bottle glasses and
I'm
very
Greek.
rich.
That motherfucker ain't Greek. I'm
I can't
Greek.
I can't remember. I don't know why I say he's Jewish, but I was thinking of Nadav, their other producer that also left the show.
Well, it wouldn't surprise. I mean, the Jews and the Greeks have always gotten along, just like the Jews and Italians. I mean, almost every single I don't have a microwave Jewish person in Brooklyn or anywhere in Manhattan. They're all part Italian and Jewish. So that's not like a weird like acronym or like placement for you to put them in. It's kind of just the
Excuse
way
me.
it is.
Excuse me. Sorry.
It's just like
I
Jew.
farted, so.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's like, dude, Jews and Italians and pizza go together like
Hey,
pizza. Like pizza. Like pizza and good wine and weird seafood
za.
that
The za, as they call it.
most people don't like to endeavor, if that makes sense. But
um,
for real.
ha- have you seen any of these videos of these? So F, FAA came out and said, no, the government came out and said these are all FAA and like enthusiast drones and that it's all legit.
Oh yeah,
Did
yeah.
you hear that
No, that's such
statement?
bullshit. That's such a
And yet
lie.
I'm watching videos in they're real videos. I can tell it's not AI. And an orb transforms into a drone. Like in the you can see it happen.
Yeah.
It gets bright and all of a sudden it looks kind of like an airplane, but not. It's like, bro, that was just an orb. That was just a ball of light a minute ago.
Well, did you get that video I sent you? There was there was drones out in Malibu that this dude I believe I sent you the video through like Instagram or something, but
I got off there when they did that TikTok ban. I jumped off all meta shit for a while. I haven't
yeah,
signed back
yeah.
in.
Well, either way, there were these drones that were dropping like shotgun sized shell fireball pellets and all across Malibu this well, I'm not I mean I whatever. I'll call him a nerd because that's actually a good accolade. If you're a nerd at something and you're smart and you know what you're talking about, cool. But this nerd posted this video and it was the same thing like I was talking about. It literally was mapping out areas where the most flammable zones would be, and everything was like equidistant and the same aperture of land was being basically executed, if you will. Like these drones were just flying over, dropping these fire pellets. And then, like I was saying, the kids on the highway that were just 5 gallon jug. I don't know if they were doing it probably for like YouTube popularity, but still. I mean, it was just it was so calculated. It's such a joke. And I mean, I don't know, whatever. It's just they're doing it everywhere. Isn't there another wildfire going on in like the Pacific Northwest right now?
Well, I think there's more fires back in LA.
Wildfire.
Yeah, yeah, man. I mean, I'm sure obviously wildfire exists, but
Those aren't wildfires.
these big ones have all been in these smart city locations, and then
Exactly.
they
Yeah.
just can buy up the land cheap because it's worth nothing.
Yep. Yep. It's so insane. It's like what? Oh, Maui or Oahu or whatever it was burnt to the ground, and then then you have the likes of The Rock and Oprah Winfrey like making commercials about donate money, and it's like
Yeah, that was
docu
disturbing.
documented that they bought like 70% of that land, dude. Like that's so fucked. It's just billionaires being billionaires, just like Bill Gates. I can't I just can't deal with it. It's just like we were talking about with bacon and sausage. 70 it's like I think it's like me and Brent were talking about this afternoon. It's like 74% of pork farms in this country are owned by the Chinese. And I can't remember that poison that they put in there so the pigs don't get sick. But it makes us sick and it gives us cancer. It's like, come
Like
on.
the antibiotics or whatever.
It's some kind of weird, yeah, weird shit. It's really frustrating. And then you got, like we'll go back to that Bill Gates too. He owns more. He's the largest private
Farms.
farmland owner in the entire fucking world or some shit. At least in the country, as far as I
Yeah.
know. But I mean, I'm pretty sure that at this point, privately, I think he's like worldwide, like the single largest owner. Right? It's
Let's
just
ask the let's ask Gemini here. Let's see.
yeah, yeah.
Gemini, who owns Gemini, who owns the most percentage of private farmland in the world?
Determining who owns the most private farmland in the world is a complex question with
Okay, let's try that.
Just that's the U.S.
Hey, Gemini, how much farmland does Bill Gates own?
news reports and land reports indicate that Bill Gates owns approximately 270,000 acres of farmland in the United States. It's important to note that this information is based on publicly available reports.
Gemini, what percentage of total farmland is that Bill Gates owns?
While it's difficult to give an exact percentage, here's how we can approximate the amount of U.S. farmland owned by Bill Gates. Total U.S. farmland. There are approximately 893 million acres of farmland in the United States. Bill Gates land. He owns roughly 270,000 acres. Calculation: 270,000 acres, 893 million acres. Asterisk 100% equals approximately 0.03%. Therefore, Bill Gates owns approximately 0.03% of all farmland in the United States. It's important to remember that this is an estimate. The exact figures may vary slightly depending on the source and how farmland.
Well, I guess that was an over-exaggeration, but
Well,
you said specifically private farmland, right?
he's also the computer guy. He can manipulate that AI as much as he wants. What I've heard is 270 to 300 million acres that he owns. So, ask another question. Let's see if we can get this motherfucker to actually spit some fucking truth.
Gemini, how much private farmland acreage is there in the United States?
It's tricky to get an exact figure for privately owned farmland in the U.S., but here's why and what we can say. USDA's role. The U.S. Department of Agriculture, USDA, is the primary source for this kind of data. They conduct surveys and collect information, but it's a complex task. Definitions vary. Farmland can include cropland, pasture land, forests on farms, and other categories.
This is going on. It says something like 1.3 billion acres, but that's way more than what it just said about farmland in total.
But Greg, the thing is that he has all those private acres, but he's bought shit tons of commercial, and he's just letting China use it for whatever the fuck they want. So that's the whole thing. Yeah, he might personally have 270,000 acres, but that's listed as personal. What's listed as business is different.
Yeah, that's true.
So so that right there legitimately basically proves that the rumors are true. He owns like 300 million, if not billion acres. I mean, how big Yellowstone is fucking like what? I don't even remember how many acres at this point, but the
All right,
bottom line
well,
is that private and business is totally separate. So
let me ask this. Hold on.
the
How many equity firms is Bill Gates invested in?
It appears you're asking about the number of companies Bill Gates has invested in. Based on the search results, Bill Gates has invested in 47 companies. It's worth noting that this number may change as he can.
How many of these companies have purchased farmland in the United States?
While the exact number of companies Bill Gates has invested in that have also purchased farmland in the United States is difficult to pin down precisely, we do know that Bill Gates himself is the asterisk largest private owner of farmland in the United States.
There you go.
Here's what we know. Bill Gates Land Holdings. He owns approximately 268,984 acres of farmland across 19 states. This land is held through various entities, primarily Cascade Investment. Cascade Investment, this is Bill Gates' private investment firm, and it's the vehicle through which he holds the majority of his farmland. It's important to note a few things. Indirect ownership. It's likely that some of the companies Bill Gates has invested.
So that already went up to 268,984.
and also own farmland. But this
Private.
information is often not publicly disclosed. Complex ownership structures. Farmland ownership can be complex, with various holding companies and subsidiaries involved. This makes it difficult to trace back to specific investors. In conclusion, while we can't give you an exact number of companies with certainty, it's clear that Bill Gates, through his investment firm, is a major player in the U.S. farmland market.
There you
In
have it.
conclusion, we're super sketchy and we're not honest about anything. And through all these subsidiaries, we own 300 million acres. So go fuck yourself and stop asking questions you don't want to know the real answer to.
Well,
Just,
let's find this out.
yeah.
Which 19 states does Bill Gates have these holdings in?
Be his largest holding, with over 69,000
Wow,
acres.
that's surprising.
Arkansas. He is said to
Louisiana.
have it in Nebraska. Illinois. Gates has been known to own farmland in Illinois. Iowa. Gates has been known to own farmland in Iowa. California. Gates has been known to own farmland
Okay,
in...
it's confusing. And then Mississippi and Washington. The exact number of acres in each state can vary. As more information becomes available, this list may be updated. Whoa.
Yeah.
So it's
It's
all
not a joke.
in the middle. Well, most of it's in the middle of the country,
Yeah.
which some people suspect is because of nuclear reasons.
Well, and it's also where 95% of our agriculture comes from that
Yeah,
he can
yeah.
control diabolically using fucking chemicals. So, yeah, there we go. Oh,
For sure.
chemtrails are fake. You know, I'm so over that. I understand weather and cloud patterns very well, but that kind of shit, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 jets. Why did those 2 leave chemtrails and the rest didn't leave any? That's aluminum. Just it's just bullshit. I'm so
Yeah,
over it. I don't trust any of these people. They're so corrupt and full of shit, and they've been lying to us for 70 years. It's been since the 50s, man. There wasn't commercial air travel until the 50s. It's 2025, bro. We're on a different level. We're on a different scale. You can't just sell us under the bridge with these nonsensical. Oh, well, the air pressure was different, and they were at different heights. Really? Were they? Were they? Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah. I'll totally buy that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I just went on. You can literally go to what is the uh national the website for commercial flights. You can, dude, there's an app for it. You can see what heights and what temperatures they were flying at. And they're like,
mm,
oh, this plane just was. It's like, dude, come on. You guys are pissing chemicals everywhere out of certain planes. Not to mention, it's like they overload um, um, planes with fuel. Like if they're just trying to go from here, if they're just trying to go from here to Philly, half the time they put the same amount of fuel as they would from here to Cali. What are they doing? That's the plane that leaves chemtrails. Oh, it's because it had more fuel. Is it
you
really? Are
you
we
ever
that?
seen those? You ever seen those conspiracy theorists talk about how planes are like? I don't know. I guess I don't even know what their theory is, but they say how planes can't planes couldn't really fly if they held as much fuel as they say that they do.
Well,
This
there's,
was
I mean,
years ago. I just remember seeing videos about people being like, if they have that many gallons of fuel, there's no way that plane could even take off in the first place. But I don't see the point of their argument. Like, what is it?
that's
If it
just,
has like,
that's stupid.
I know, you know.
That's just so dumb because the plane is designed the same way as every other plane is designed to fly, demigods and bureaucrats and dipshits all the same in the same pool of poutine that they are. That's there's no actual like argument to, I guess, validate that, if you will. But at the same time, there is. So the problem with that bogus bullshit argument is that a typical 737, the 737 was designed in like, I think, like, because like a play on numbers, I'm pretty sure 737 I think was designed in 73. So that being said, I mean, we're 50 years removed from that. So how could you honestly, when we were at like the height of innovation, I mean, you go and for $5,000, you could buy a Chevelle with 600 horsepower off the line, stick shift with a hearse for like 4 or 5 grand, and then they're telling us that we're flying to space. You know? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's just like it doesn't the and that's the other thing. I'm gonna drop it right now as we come to the tail. We never went to the moon. Never made it there.
I think you're right. I think you're right. I think, I mean, God, just alone, if you watch, I don't know, maybe if you saw one of Buzz Lightyear's clips, but when you watch all of them
Buzz
simultaneously,
Lightyear or Buzz Aldrin, you
sorry,
goofball?
sorry, I'm too kid brained.
Buzz
Buzz,
Lightyear.
Buzz
I'm gonna
Aldrin.
watch Toy Story when we're done. Now I
Do
have
it.
to.
I'm gonna watch 1 through 3.
I watched the
Um,
first one in the theater with my dad. I remember
so
that like
good,
yesterday.
so good. Yeah,
So,
Buzz Aldrin. If you watch all of his clips that where he spills the beans like over and over, he has no handler. He
well,
must get a
not only
phone.
that, it's
He
like,
must get a phone call after, but he's like, "Fuck you."
well, not only exactly, but not only that, it's like, oh, look, look at the space astronaut with that's basically an umbilical cord, and he's floating and fixing the rocket in space. And it's like, yeah, wait, who's fucking 40 yards away filming that? Who the fuck is filming that?
Oh, shit.
It doesn't make sense. I like,
Dude, my favorite Aldrin clip is when he's like answering questions for little elementary school kids, and the
yeah,
girl's like, "What was it like going to the moon? And will we go back?" And he was like, "Wow, that's a question from a grown person." He's like, "Well, the answer to the question is we never went." It's
yeah,
like,
right, right.
it never happened. Like,
I
what the
mean, and
fuck?
honestly, is this is a cool theory. My theory that I've adopted and I've looked into is that they they sent the satellites around more than enough times. They saw the south side of the moon, or the dark side of the moon, rather. I don't know what the difference is. But regardless, they saw literal visions, like actuality that war happened on the moon. And they pumped the brakes. They were like, we don't want to go there. We don't know who was here. There was a war that happened here. I mean, it was a fucking mess. And they never showed us any of that shit, just like they don't show us shit down in Antarctica. So it's the same thing. It's just this big circumference of secrecy, and they don't want us to know jack shit. Because why? They probably saw visions and evidence of war in Antarctica, and then from our satellites saw visions of war on the moon, and they were like, nope, we're just pretending. We're not doing any of this. Let's just make this Hollywood production in a fucking basement somewhere with a flag that doesn't move. Like, I mean,
Yeah, I think same thing on Mars too. I think
oh,
Mars,
100%.
same situation. And that's one of the things that channeler I follow on TikTok has expressed that the aliens have told her is that Mars did once have a very similar situation to what we have going on here, and they fucked it all up with
No,
war,
they
and
just,
that's what
yeah,
they're trying to prevent. They destroyed the planet, and it affected the whole universe, and they're trying to prevent that from happening at all costs here.
they just nuked each other. That's what it was.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. So I think that's really eminent that they do not want that to happen here, and it's more eminent for nuclear something to happen now more than any other time up since World War
But,
II.
Greg, here is where they are. It's not where we are. It's
Right.
where they are.
Oh,
They
it
have,
affects the
they
whole
have those
universe.
massive ships, just like in the 2012 movie with what John Cusack was it? And you know, you fork out enough money, you're tight enough with warmongers, political leaders, arms dealers. If you got the money, you can get onto that ship, whether
Well,
it's
no, they
floating or
specifically
flying.
said, excuse me, they've hold on. They've specifically said that according to different channelers. I've heard this multiple platforms, but that they're sick of the corruption. They've been observing us, and they're aware of all the deception and the corruption, and
What, the
that's one of
fucking
the
alien?
yes, that's one of the reasons they're stepping in now. They were supposed to wait until 2027,
How
but
how do
it's
we pray? Like, I want to pray so they come and just get me,
you. Yeah, just send
so I can
your you. It's.
so I
I
can
mean,
prove my allegiance to the galactic government. I'm over it.
yeah,
Fucking
I mean, I I think it's all connected. Um, I mean, I go outside and I look up and I talk to them. That's
me
how I
too.
do it. That's
Me
how I
too.
do it. So, um,
I do
and
all the time.
if I do see something that I think might be a UFO, I project my consciousness to that being. And I recently started saying, based on certain videos I've seen, I recently started telling them that I I accept a response. Like I guess they're lenient about entering our consciousness if we're not willing.
Yeah.
Um, so I I express my feeling that I allow them to to respond, like enter my consciousness to respond. But
Yeah,
I don't even know what that would sound like. I haven't gotten a response, but I have in the past
yeah,
asked them to fly over, and I've asked them to flash at me, and that stuff has happened. But that was before I knew I should tell them that I accept them to talk back. Um,
right, right.
but
I've
I
done
haven't
the
been staying
same.
outside very long because it's so cold out right now.
It's like, dude, it's like -5 here right now. It's
Oh,
horrible.
so cold, so cold.
I don't
You want
even
to wrap
know.
up with a
I don't
oh,
even know where
sorry.
my cat is. I hope he's inside. But
I heard him. I heard him when you were coughing from your shot. I heard him meowing. Oh,
that's what you
nice,
need. That's what you need
nice.
for your back.
Yeah,
That's just the shit. But
that's good shit.
yeah, no,
You want to?
I look at it like, see, the whole thing is that before we wrap up, I just look at it in the way that like, uh, uh, I honestly at this point, I don't care how much longer I live. I know that sounds weird to say, but it's not like I'm trying to take my life away, but it would mean everything to me to see interstellar shit. Just to see the cosmos. I mean, I'm 40 years old. I don't care. It's like if I could at least just see them, it is what it is. But I mean,
I think we're on the verge.
the problem is that we're not smart enough for the aliens to like accept us. They're so far ahead of us, and we're not stupid. I mean, those of us that actually do research, we know it's like there's a staircase and a perfectly built staircase and Colosseum in Peru under the ocean. Like, who built that? Who built that? I mean, maybe we did before the Ice Age, but maybe we didn't. Who knows? Who knows? There's all sorts of weird shit. So my problem is that, you know, we get sucked up into the cosmos, but as far as I'm concerned, as long as I could at least see it, as long as I could at least put my ear to the side of some weird ship and hear something different than a bunch of gross humans on Earth bitching and whining about everything, I'd be good. I'd be good. I'd be good.
That's that's what I'm most excited for is the knowledge,
Yeah,
is
yeah,
the knowledge of the truth,
right, right.
of
There's
our true history.
there's
Just to just to know that.
that's what I've talked to you about before is like the Ice Age cave drawings. It's like why are there all these temples and pyramids all over the globe that people have tried to cover up forever? Why do the Mayans try to erase their history? Why are the Americans trying to erase our history right now that we're trying to restore? Why is because no one wants to know the truth of how we're supposed to be an
I do.
actually united human family. And it's just because of greed and selfish bullshit and power.
Hmm.
That's why we don't have term limits still for everyone else in government outside of the president. That's why there's no term limit. Like, why are there no term limits? It's because these people are power hungry and they want to hide everything from us. Pay your taxes. Be a good human. Pay your taxes. Pay your fair share. Fuck you. How about you spend my shit right instead of my family into a $5,000 4-bedroom apartment for free for 2 years. You're going to put illegal fucking immigrants in that apartment? No. That shit's over with. And that's why, thank God, we got Daddy Trump back in here. And I know I don't want to make it too political, but let's be honest. Joe wasn't even here for the last 4 years. He was on vacation. He's been on vacation. He's got dementia. So whatever. Let's fucking go. Just bring it back. You know,
Oh,
I didn't want to get too whatever.
did
Just
you see that interview with the senator who, what was he saying? I can't remember the specific situation, but he kept requesting a meeting with the president, and his people kept like shooting him down. So he caught him off guard and asked to speak to him alone.
with
And
Biden or Trump?
with Biden,
Yeah,
when he was
of course.
president, and he finally got him alone, and he was like, he asked him about a specific bill, and he was like, do you realize this is what he's like, why did you agree to do this? This is what's going to happen. And he's like, no, that's
He didn't even
that's
know.
not, he
He
said,
had no
that's
idea.
not what I signed. I signed it
Mm-hmm.
for this. And
Yeah.
he's like, no, I've read the bill.
Mm-hmm.
What you signed is going to cause this to happen. And he's like, no, I didn't sign that.
Wasn't it the
And
deportation bill?
he like pulled it up for him and showed it to him. And
He still said he didn't know.
and he said, yeah, I was unaware of that. So it was very clear that he was being manipulated for at least the last 3 years, if not the whole entire
100%.
time. Yeah.
100%.
Let's go to a random, it's kind of relative, but I figured it'd be kind of fun to go to a random one of my liked TikTok videos and play that. So let's go to this one. It's entitled, Where Does the Word Christ Come From? Ready for this?
So where does the word Christ come from? When God said, let there be light, sound becomes light. It wasn't some old Caucasian dude in the sky. God actually sung a mathematical code, and the first set of audible sound tones that God sung comes from the word K-R-Y-S-T, Christ, from which the word Christ comes from. So the first audible sound tones spoken in this 15-dimensional universal time matrix, the primal sound field which became light, was encrypted in the sound tones ka, ra, ya, sa, ta, ha, la, a. So Christ, karayasata, and Allah, Ahalaa, come from the same sound tone, which is the first audible sound tone spoken in this 15-dimensional universe. Now, if you want to heal anything, go to where it first started, which is sound. And the first sound tones spoken in this universe is where the word Christ originates from. Isn't it ironic that Christians and Muslims in some areas have been in dispute when they actually come from the exact same word, and the truth will set us free? And the truth is that we all come from the same source, from the same sound tone. The sound became the light, and the light descended into the Rishi 15, 14, 13 dimensional self, which became the avatar Christos, 12th, 11th, 10th dimension, which became the oversoul, 9th, 8th, 7th dimension, which became the soul, 6th, 5th, and 4th dimension. And now most of humanity is in frequency fence in the 3D dimension 1, 2, 3. And so if you want to heal anything, go to where it first started, which is sound. And the first sound tones are ka, ra, ya, sa, Ta. And when you sing along to these words, you are literally communicating with your intron potential DNA. Scientists used to call junk, and reactivating the latent DNA with the original sound tones. For those who resonate, you can search for the Spiritual Psychiatrist Creation on Spotify and sing along to reactivate and re-encrypt your eternal source consciousness field. The universal Christ consciousness is now on the rise. Christ is not a person, it's a consciousness which we can all tune into, a powerful unity consciousness, grounded, centered together. We remember the universal Christ consciousness is now being activated, galactivate for the glory of Source's name, that the glory and character of original eternal Source consciousness field will once again cover the earth as the water covers the seas. That the glory and character of original eternal Source consciousness field will once again cover the earth as the water covers the seas. So where does the
Fuck
word
yeah, dude. Kaya
That's it.
Rasata.
That's it.
Yep.
That's it.
I think I'm gonna fucking follow that guy on Spotify and listen to that shit and chant that shit. That you
You
want to fucking
should.
pray.
You gotta
You want
connect
to
me
pray?
to
Go
it.
do that. Go right to the source, bro. Go right to the
Cause,
first original fucking sound.
well, what they're saying, that's the whole thing. Like, I don't know. I have like conscious dispute. I want to believe what I believe. Okay, I really do. But my issue is, why did the entire planet agree to disagree and just go with our nocturnal calendar? That to me is fucking weird. So something in 1 AD, 2025 years ago, something fucking happened that was epic. So for me, I want to believe, like, bro, I want to be abducted by aliens and hopefully be accepted by them. It's- but
Fuck yeah.
I mean, seriously, there's something surreal about that. You're talking the whole globe was just like, fuck it. Everything that happened to Jesus actually happened. I mean, I think there was some kind of alien insurrection. And if the whole planet 2,000 years ago was willing to just be like, okay, that's how it is. I mean, what the fuck? It's not the year 2025. It's the year like 1,000. It's not. So I think something like majestic or insane actually happened. And I think there was alien intervention. And if there wasn't, I don't know, ghouls, gods, and magicians might actually be real things. But I don't
I
know.
think it's all connected.
It's a deep, deep thing for me. Because like he was just talking about the ice age and shit. I mean, we've talked about that with Atlantis, you know, and people, oh, it's a myth. Why is it a myth? Why is it a myth? If you were
Right.
on the southern coast, on a warm coast, right, and the
It's a
water
myth
was pulled
because you've
back,
been told it was a myth.
well, exactly. Not only that, but if everything was frozen, what are humans gonna do? You're gonna get as close to the water as you can, and then boom, the ice cracks and massive flooding, and it disappears forever. How is anyone supposed to tell me that they didn't have concept of flight? They didn't have concept of high powered weapons. They didn't have concept of this, that, the other motherfucking thing. How are you gonna tell me that? They couldn't scuba dive, they couldn't do any of that shit. I just don't buy it. One bit. I think Atlantis is the key secret to the world government and the galactic government to keep us in line. And
Fair.
I don't know. And
And
I don't know how we're gonna delete the galactic government without a Rick Sanchez. What are we gonna do? Call Morty? Oh, Rick, I'll be there in a minute. Oh, I can't get the car started, Rick. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Yeah,
right.
I don't know how we're gonna. We're just a bunch of fucking animals. That just care about a dollar, and that's what our entire world government's based on is the oil dollar. So I don't know.
Well,
I don't know.
related to what you were just saying, that is one of the back to that channeler I follow. That's one of the things she's talked about. She's channeled the Federation talking about how they don't want to reset the entire world like they had to before. That's one of the things they've channeled to her because it was getting too out of control. They had to do a Earth reset, an entire globe reset,
Yeah, because they were
and
flying around building pyramids.
they want to avoid that this time, so they're coming down to help us. It's
Coming down to
coming.
help
It's
us or
coming,
extinguish us.
folks. No, help us. They want us to succeed.
You think?
I I know they do. They're here to help, bro. They're here to help. We're good.
What's us
Once
to stop them from taking us over?
they don't they don't need to they don't need to do that. This planet for them is a school. If when you decide to come here before you're born, you're coming here to have the human experience, which is nothing else that can be experienced across the universe. This is a desired planet to come to because of our emotion, the just the life process we go through involving emotion, creativity, love, the way we experience uh, it's not the darkness and the hate and anger. Most entities don't experience those things. So when you come here as a human, you're experiencing the entire scale of emotion that most beings never encounter because they are pure light. They're love, light and love. So this place is like it's like a school. You progress your soul by coming here, or you don't. Depending on your path while you're here. Um,
You have too big of a heart.
hmm?
You have too big of a heart. I understand. I understand exactly what you're saying, but you think that somebody that's looking at this fucking planet that's like the Dark Empire is like, oh, look, the heart of the galaxy that has the most richest everything we need in terms of oil and metals. Cool. They're a bunch of scumbags. Let's just waste them and take everything. Why do you think that there isn't some kind of fucking dark entity that would do that, considering we have those in our own government?
Well, so supposedly, from what I've gathered, that a lot of there were races that did have those narratives that they were harvesting our negative emotions to benefit them in some way. And they were trying to obtain our resources, but I guess the Galactic Federation, all of the alien races have come together to help this planet succeed. And supposedly that's not an issue anymore. And now it's just about leveling up.
So we're
Level up, bro.
So were they? So were the Anunnaki and the Egyptians and everyone before the Ice Age? What you think they were aliens that were just trying to kind of terraform us into some kind of society? And I think we're a science project. I've told
Yeah,
you
I
that
think
many times before.
that's where it started, and like I was saying before, I think the way they the way they did it got kind of out of control, so they had to reset, because the the aliens started mating with the human women, which is where the Nephilim came from, the giants,
Yeah.
the
What
half the half god, half humans.
the tall whites?
Well, that's an alien race, which was probably the Anunnaki, the tall
That's what I
whites.
think too. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
What was the one that you just said?
The Nephilim, that was
What the
the
fuck are
off
the Nephilim? How do you,
Nephilim are the any
NEPHLUM?
NEPHILUM, I think. That's the offspring of the alien human. Um, the aliens had sex with the human women and created the Nephilim, which was, a god human.
I'd
So
never
it's
heard
half.
of that.
That's the giants. That was the that's where the giants came from. The tales, the myths of the giants. Those were the Nephilim. Um, and
So wait, well, let me ask you a question real quick. Because we're getting into good shit. And I know it's gonna take you a long time to edit this, but we're on a we're on a good page right here because this is the most interesting shit to me personally in my entirety of life and the continuity of time and space.
fuck
But
yeah.
so, do you think that the short-nosed bears were alien bears placed here to basically test the will of man to the um cross the what is that goes from it was a frozen piece of ice that went
Oh,
from
right.
like the northern the
It's that
hemisphere.
shit you learn in like eighth grade. What the fuck is that shit? Yeah, the
The
Great Bering Strait, right? Great Bering. Is that
when
it?
it was completely frozen, yeah, yeah. But they called it something different back then. But regardless, do you think that the short-nosed bear was like an alien kind of concoction? Like, let's just make the most badass bear to force them to cross the Bering Sea
Maybe.
and
I don't know.
it,
I don't know. Maybe all of the old
adage.
species, maybe all the old species were of alien descent. I kind of have a feeling dinosaurs were like the reptilians.
Well, yeah, obviously they were, but I
Um,
mean, the short-faced bear was like those fucking things, man. The when they be trying to cross the Bering Strait, the Northwest Passage, um, the what that's what it was. That's what they call it, Northwest Passage. When that was
okay.
completely frozen and they crossed over from Russia all the way over to Alaska. and these short-faced bears would just be there, and they were fucking 20 feet tall, guy, and they could
Well, hold on,
run. They
hold
could
on one
run.
sec. Yeah,
What?
hold on one sec. Hold on
Yeah,
one sec.
yeah, yeah.
I gotta piss real bad. Hold
Yeah, me too.
on.
You get pissed, wouldn't it?
Excuse me.
Just shit your pants.
I should keep that in. Keep it in. Um, Man, the older I get, the more I have to just pee all of a sudden. Like, oh, I don't know. You'll see me look if you rewind the tape. You'll see me look at the door to the bathroom, but I would have to move this whole setup. So I'm like,
I don't want
shit.
to. I don't want to see what's sprayed out of your ass all over the white paint.
No, I just had to pee. My prostate is, man, I'm 40 now, and my
What was it?
prostate's like, fuck
What was your
you.
What was your piss like? Red?
No, 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 it wasn't red, luckily. I'm getting my first pair of glasses in a week, too.
Well, it's about time.
I still got 20/20, they said, but it'll help. Like, it was cool to see when they were doing the prescription. It, like,
You're so
the words,
they were just being nice. You don't have
the,
2020.
well, I could read the letters, but
Oh, okay. Yeah.
as they gave me a prescription, they got clearer so I could see them better.
You were like
Um,
this. You were like one-eyed. Okay, row 7.
hey, I'm the only one in my family who doesn't wear glasses. I take
Not yet. Wait, so you fucked us up. You and your piss. Where were we at?
short
Because
face bear.
this is a good segment. This is like my shit. This is everything I care about.
Short face bear.
Oh, yeah, yeah. So them trying to come across the Northwest Passage when it was frozen. The whatever the fuck it was called, coming from like either during the ice age. It was either they were coming from Russia and China, and that's the funniest thing is that people like make this whole big scam about natives. It's like, shut up. They migrated like the rest of us. So they come across the Northwest Passage that was frozen, and they get into Canada, or Alaska rather, and dude, these bears, the short-faced bears, stood 20 feet tall. They didn't need to run on all fours. They were like, just imagine, just imagine Arnold Schwarzenegger in his heyday when he was just weightlifting, but 20 feet tall. These fucking bears would take these humans and just throw them and be like, food for later, stuck in a tree. They didn't care. They were so insanely ruthless. So yeah, it's cool. Whatever. It's like Native Americans, but it's like, yeah, they kind of came here like the rest of us overseas. They just walked the Bering Strait and got lucky if they lived. But dude, those things could run 45 miles an hour on 2 feet.
Yeah,
So
that's wild.
So, and they're 20 feet tall. So imagine
Yeah, they're
them
big
on
fuckers.
all fours. The geologists and all the whatever the fucking animal people, they say they could probably run closer to 55 miles an hour on all fours. That's a 20-foot long bear. That's insane. That's twice the size of a normal fucking polar bear, bro.
Imagine seeing one of those running down the slow lane.
I would try to make friends with it. What else are you gonna do?
Yeah, I mean, fuck, you're fucked if that thing's hungry. That's for sure.
Just knocks on your window. Oh man. But that's what they would do. They would literally I got into a deep dive into those bears, and that's what they would do. The humans trying to come across the Northeast Passage or the Northwest Passage, they just throw them into trees, and they just get stuck in the branches and die. It's like, oh, beef jerky for later. Where's the next one? Bring it, bro.
Right? No shit.
It's so wild to think about, like what those people had to go through to get here, and then you have all these like all these losers and clowns and soft, idiotic, moron, government money wasting, tax blowing money idiots like, oh, well, they had to cross the southern border and it was hard. It's like, the Rio Grande is shin deep right now, okay? We're in a drought. Like, shut up. Mm, yeah, we got to get rid of these felons. I mean, I don't know. I'm not trying to get political with it, but I
Tell
had
them
to.
how you really feel.
I had to for a second, because it's kind of like, okay, so you're gonna face a 4,000-pound bear or administration that isn't gonna do anything, and you get clemency. Like, sorry, just gotta kind of point out facts when you see them. But and then there was that dude, and then there was over there, because those bears would swim like super far out into the ocean, and they would fight with megalodons or megalodon, however you want to pronounce it. I don't give a shit. But
This
those
is
sharks,
the iconic uh, statue and
dude,
photo of
that's
the
that's a legit,
shirtless
legit
bear.
from bone structure, from skeletal bones that they found. That's how big those were. Look at the fucking. Are you kidding me? I would
He's
shit.
3 times the size of those guys.
I would just shit my pants until I died if I saw that thing. Are you kidding me? Look,
Shit
dude.
is wild. I feel like I've seen that. Isn't that at the science museum or something?
Yeah, I think it's just the Smithsonian or maybe the Kids Museum in Boston or some shit.
Smithsonian, yeah, I've been there.
Yeah, yeah, dude. Are you shitting me? Imagine that.
Look at this black kid. He's like, oh shit.
Wait,
Uh,
show it again. Your screen paused for a minute. Yeah, exactly.
so funny.
Exactly. It's
It is
like
wild.
the Debo of bears.
Debo classic. Classic. I've been charging this. I guess it died. I wanted to. So get off. Um, I got the boobs on there.
There we go. There we go.
Man, this battery really kicks out. They should have put that in the back. Um, so I should have pumped this at the beginning. If you're still sticking around, visit w.gg. Use code MAAP for 10% off. I'm going to use this as a clip for Instagram and a short for YouTube. But w.gg, no affiliation with boobs, but
Wait, Greg, where's the Galactic Federation?
so I'm pretty sure that they're just
You
in
think it's a
a
mothership?
Yeah, I think they're in a big like planetary
Man,
ship, like a large, very large ship. Yeah, I think
like
so.
like handmade floating ship made by aliens that they just do everything they do from there.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you know, because the Federation is made up of various different alien races, I think they've come together on a ship from their respective planets. Um,
Right.
but I think some of the races probably just live on ships and don't have a home planet.
Right.
But I imagine some of them do,
Yeah. Yeah.
as far as I know.
Yeah.
I, I
Do
mean,
you
it's
think?
all.
Do you think that the galactic kind of well, I guess we can't say humanity, but the galactic race has destroyed enough of our planets to the point that they're not um uh what's the word I'm looking for? They're not you can't they're not houseable, whatever. Does that work? I don't know. I don't care. Um
Um,
have
rephrase
we
the question.
have we destroyed enough of our own planets over time to make them uninhabitable? There's the word I was looking for. Like, why is Venus so gaseous? Why is Pluto so far away and so cold? Why is Saturn literally not even a planet? It's just floating matter and gases. Do you think that over the last few hundred million, if not billion years, we destroyed those planets as some kind of human form that just got too self-absorbed, and you know the whole conquest of kings and queens and that whole thing? I really think that that is something that nobody has looked into, and it wouldn't surprise me if you know a couple billion years ago that every planet in the galaxy, our galaxy, was habitable. You know, I feel like there was so many wars that happened when people just got too greedy, and we've just been fucking it up in other surrounding galaxies, like we were talking about. Were using us as a science project just to see how greedy and horrible and how long it would take for us to fuck everything up. And then they're just like, okay, they're all dead. We'll just absorb everything that's in those floating orbs and take all the oil, all the titanium, all the aluminum, and just continue being far superior than those fucking chimpanzees. You know,
That's
like,
the thing. I don't think. I think with these advanced races, there's no superiority. I mean, I think there's conflict about, you
conflict of
know,
interest.
I think there's conflict about resources and land as there always is with, our civilization.
Right,
But I think I think like I think in that interview of that alien that they called Seth,
right,
that the UN interviewed, he specifically says, like the interviewer says something about fear or about hate, and he said we don't feel hate.
right.
I think they're just about latent love, because I think their souls are that much more advanced than ours are. Um,
Yeah, yeah,
But I think you're right. I think there has been on certain planets, I think there's been issues. Um, I don't I don't claim to know how it all ties in together. But yeah, I think there have been some of our planets have been inhabited in our solar system. But I
Yeah.
don't know if they were other experiments like we have been, or if if it was a slave planet or what. It's God, the answers, just to know the answers of all of it would be so enlightening, and I would feel
But you
more
don't,
more
you don't,
complete.
you don't, you don't blink an eye at the possibility that we're a science experiment by some either well-being godlike creature or someone like Thanos that is like, all right, time to clean up. Let's just go murder everyone and recapture this planet.
Well, I think that's why they've advanced to have this council. They have many departments and different groups and the councils and voting situations. I think because they've come together to make like a
You're probably so right. This is why we need to find a Rick Sanchez to just go kill all of them and destroy the Galactic Federation. It's just too much to really absorb. But on that note, this has been a great podcast, people. And you can all, absorb it how you like. And now I'm going to go watch Rick and Morty destroy the Galactic Federation. And yeah, Greg's rocking his dope ass hat. Here we go, Middle Age Apocalypse, motherfuckers. This is how we roll. Look at that. Look at that. He's rocking it. This is how we
W
do. This is how we
dot
do on this channel.
GG
If you
code
got a problem, you got a problem, we
MAAP.
don't care. But
I got my battery in
that's
my
right.
head sock.
See,
Um,
you look like a goofy Russian soldier.
I feel like I'm wearing a bad disguise. Um,
You look like a German terrorist from 1975.
this hat, man, I
You
wish
look
they
like
had figured.
you look like Hans Gruber's cousin, motherfucker. What is this Die Hard that we forgot about?
Look at the size of that thing that just sits in the side of your head.
I would fucking throw that thing in the side of the highway.
I mean, it's a good like how I mean, if you're a raver, I don't know. I'll throw it on for
Who? What? I haven't even heard the word rave in like 20. A raver. I haven't heard that word in 20 years. Raver. Reese? Oh, yeah, right. You've been a dad for 20 years. My bad. Not trying to dig too hard. My brother. That's it. That's it. All
yeah,
right.
fucking hell.
That's a good one.
All right, to take us out. No, I already played that. Thank you all for listening. We
Fuck
appreciate
is
it.
going on there?
This video is brought to you by Riverside. Not
Oh,
a paid sponsor. Not a paid sponsor. Also, W.GG, code MAAP for 10% off your first order. Also, not a paid advertiser, but we will make a commission if somebody finally buys something. We've had 9 people take a look, but no one's made a purchase. It's good stuff. My kid took all the shit that I bought from them to try it out. He took
if
my
you can
shaker too.
still hear me, I'm going to have to go to Sam's to upload this.
All right, buddy. Let's wrap it up. Just try and leave the app open so you can upload what's left. I think that's the only issue we've had in the past. So just try and leave that app open.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to. That's gonna make it work one way or another. But yeah,
Oh,
I'll
that's
leave it open. It's dude. It's
look.
come
I'm just a
on.
P now.
It's
I'm
reading at
just a.
fucking 14%. Like, ugh.
I think my hat's dying.
Oh, I gotta change my fucking internet provider too. It's driving me nuts.
Yeah, Spectrum. Go with Spectrum.
I hate them, but I will because they're doing the 2-year locked in Wi-Fi and what's it?
Isn't bad.
Fucking um, unlimited phone access for like $90 a month. So I probably should. I just fucking hate those assholes, but
It's the
that's
only option. It was the only option I had, so that's the only reason I recommend them to people.
I know,
Oh,
like people don't get it when I say that. They're like, "Oh, they're the worst," and I'm like, "Yeah, but they're the only ones that are hardwired if you live outside of town. Like that's the whole fucking gambit."
yep. At least they're reaching to the people.
If so, if you get a fucking landline, does that still make it cheaper like it did back in the day?
Well, they told me if I wanted internet, I had to.
No. Okay. All right. Well, I was thinking because
But
they have
it's
the
a
new.
fake landline. It's not a real landline. It's an internet
No,
phone.
I know, but they started doing fucking cell phones, you know.
What was the
So
what was it?
they started doing cell phones.
Oh, right. Yeah, I have my cell is through Spectrum too because I get a discount because I already have the home internet.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't want a fucking landline, but at the same time I do because I like disconnecting. I like just, it's kind of nice sometimes getting home and turning off your fucking cell phone and just
Yeah,
whatever,
it,
absorbing into a TV show or a video game or whatever.
well, it's,
Cooking, this, that, or the other fucking thing. It's kind of nice. And then it's like, yeah, if you can't reach me, call the fucking landline. It's just kind of nice to leave the phone in the truck. I just kind of like that. It's old school,
yeah.
but I don't know,
But
man.
the thing I liked about the old school landline was that when the power went out, you still had a phone. But
No shit, right?
because the landline is now internet based, it goes out with the Wi-Fi, so you actually have no phone if the power goes out unless you have a signal. But
Well, we should I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head right now, but there's these walkie-talkies that you don't have to pay for uh phone service or anything. I think they're called True Talk, maybe True Talk. I don't know, but like so for example, they use the cell towers, but you don't have to pay a monthly fee. But they're not. The thing is they're not cheap. They're like I think they're like $360 a piece. But I mean, if something fucking maniacal happened, for example, say if you were in Hawaii and I'm here in Maine, we could immediately fucking talk to each other.
so it's like a satellite phone, kind of.
It's a satellite phone that you don't have to pay for any subscription, and it works basically in all
CB.
hell barren blackout darkness of fucking nuclear light. I mean,
So it uses like CB waves.
they use everything. They use towers, satellites, and CB waves. And you can just if they fuck up, you can just hit this like reset button and within 30 seconds you can connect with someone halfway or all the way across the fucking world. I mean,
I think I've seen those on the TikTok shop.
True Talk or some shit.
I think I might have put one in my cart just to save it in there. Just a let's see here.
True, for, not
Radio,
Premier Talk. Not True Talk. True Talk's a cell phone company.
satellite. UV5R dual band two-way ham radio transceiver
Tell me that.
with a Bofang. I have heard of
They're
the
on,
Bofang.
I'll find it. They're on Glenn Beck's website and Clay and Buck's website. They all advertise them. True, whoop, I almost think I got it. True Wave? Maybe True Wave? I don't know. I'll find it. But yeah, we should definitely. I know I don't have the fucking money to spend either right now, but they're definitely worth it. I mean, when Clay, like they proved the worthwhileness of it when Clay was at his like great aunt's place or some shit in West North Carolina in that hurricane, and there was all that flooding. He was uh he was able to connect with Buck, who's his co-host, and his wife and kids, and it just worked like a gem. And I was like, something that works that good, man. Like it's every part of $300 is worth that if you can get in touch with your family. If the phone lines fall and then they're gonna backfall to satellites, there's a million satellites flying around up there doing nothing outside of bouncing those kind of signals. And I was like, that's a really good investment, you know. And
Yeah.
then I got into my dark place, and I was like, why would I even have a cell phone if I could just have that?
Yeah, no shit. Yeah, I've been trying to look it up. This one I saw
True
is
Talk, True Talk. Look up True Talk. I think that's Walkie Talk. Oh, let me do it. Oh gosh, I can't delete that website because that gorgeous girl is about to squirt. Um, Clay and Buck Walkie.
long range nationwide push to talk $3.99.
What brand is it?
Rapid radios. It's on sale from $9.97 for $3.99 for a 2-pack.
That's it.
Nationwide LTE push to talk walkie talkies, unlimited range and use. 100%, no monthly fees or prescriptions. 5-day battery life. Easy to use. No contracts anywhere in the US. Free shipping.
That's what I'm saying. Why do we fucking even bother having cell phones anymore? It's fucking retarded. It's a one-time payment. I mean, how
Yeah,
many? Like, that was the thing
$400.
I was like talking to my buddy Adam about the other day. He
Comes
was
with a
like,
Faraday bag.
"What?
Comes with a Faraday bag for
Right?"
radiation.
And Adam was like, "Dude, I only talked to like 3 people." And I was like, "That's the age that we're at. That's what I'm saying. What's the point of paying for a fucking cell phone? You know, paying fucking $100 a month for unlimited bullshit with a stupid smartphone. It's like you don't need that when you're on the road. None of us need that. You need fucking YouTube. It's like it's just dumb. I don't know. I'm just over it.
I
I
hear
just
that,
rather
brother.
I just rather have something like that, and then a pay to play flip phone. I got a clamshell in the truck right now. I don't I don't know how to I don't know how to set it up. I have to go down to the office tomorrow and have them set it up for me at US Cellular. But that's all. I'm about to cancel having a smartphone. It's like if I have internet at home, I'm not. Why am I paying $90 on the road and $90 at home? It's fucking dumb.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
It's like, what the fuck, man? I don't need to look something up on the internet when I'm fucking not at the house. I can. We grew up with fucking rotary phones, bro. Like, it's just dumb. I don't know. We're just so ingratiated with all this bullshit. I don't know. I'm just over it. But, but yeah, no, that was a fucking great conversation, brother.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's been real, bud. Let's do it again soon. Um,
yeah. I'm
yeah,
glad you're
thanks.
feeling better.
Yeah, I'm feeling better. I still got this
Uh,
demon demon breath. Got this demon breath, but beyond that, I'm all
uh,
right.
breathe. Go put your fucking head under the sink with a towel over your head with hot water just running and just breathe and breathe. And you'll hack out all that shit. It'll loosen everything up and you might puke, but you might not. You probably won't, but you'll how do you do that and you get like fucking all that mucus out of there, dude? Just towel over the head, trap the steam. You know what
Yeah,
I
yeah. Fuck yeah. Yeah, the Mucinex and Sudafed's been helping with that a bit, but yeah.
mean? Yeah, but more natural shit works better.
Fuck yeah. All right, buddy. It's been real. I love you. Thank you all for listening. We appreciate you. We'll try and get back on a more regular basis here and go from there.
Fucking right.
Fucking right. And we'll talk to y'all soon. Thanks for tuning in. Let me
Get
pick a
get
transition.
get better, brother. I love you.
Get better. I love you too. Don't close out the app, please.
All right.
All right, guys. This is our outro, apparently. Thanks for tuning in. Catch ya on the flip side. Be better.